My name is Eric, obviously. I'm from Bloomington, Illinois, so I've actually lived here all 24 years of my life. I love riding my bike, hate school, which is weird to say as a master's student. I've had a kind of a strained history with academics in general, but I'm here now and I love it. I have a family that I love to death. Mom, who is, gosh, she is 51 now, except we went to the store the other day and they thought she was my wife, which was just really, really awkward, but you know, you live through it. She sells toothpaste for Aquafresh, and then my dad, he works consulting in Chicago, and then my sister is a nurse at the Children's Hospital in Peoria.
For my project, it's kind of like about the Normal community, not so much Bloomington. So tell me about your unique view of kind of seeing both places and seeing them both for so long.
Oh, well, you know, the thing is, you know, Normal, Bloomington, they call them the Twin Cities. Really, there's not much of a difference between the two. I think the lines kind of blur together. Personally, I think Bloomington is looked down upon in terms of Normal. I think Normal has the more sophisticated, well-educated kind of persona about it, while Bloomington itself is kind of more seen as like lower class. There's a lot of different areas in Bloomington that are a little more distraught, you know, lower social economic status, which does kind of give Bloomington a worse reputation, even as far as high school goes. All the Normal high schools are really well funded, have a very, very predominantly white students. Bloomington High School, not as well funded, and it definitely has a lot more diverse students there, rather than the PC way to put it, right? Students as compared to Normal West and Normal community, and then so I think really social economic status plays a lot of roles between the two. I mean, generally they're the same, but I think there's a little more money in Normal and has a better reputation than Bloomington.
You're talking about the socioeconomic status of both places,
yep.
And you are from Bloomington.
Yes, I was actually, I mean, technically I was born in Normal. I was born in Broman, but I lived in Bloomington all my life.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm technically from Bloomington.
So how does that stigma make you feel? That the Normal is kind of the more affluent side, and you're from the Bloomington side. Does that ever kind of come up?
Not for me personally. My family's pretty well off, definitely upper middle class. So even though I lived in Bloomington, I lived on the, I wouldn't say ritzier side, but I lived on the predominantly better off side of Bloomington. So I've never personally experienced it. As far as going to high school, you know, I definitely was a little more aware of how, you know, some people were definitely lower than, not lower, that sounds horrible, less better off than I was. Again, English is hard. But it's never personally affected me that much. I think it has made me a little bit more open to different, you know, cultures and people in general, but I haven't personally been affected too much by it. I guess my big goal in life in general is to change the world. That's what I want to do. I want to do something positive to change the world. And when I don't have a specific end goal, and so I really end up stressing out about it and feeling like I can't make a difference at points. You know, like kind of, not like what's the point, because that sounds really sad, and you know, but like not knowing how I'm going to change the world, or maybe not even changing the world. So I guess that's really not answering your question about the saddest moment in my life, but I think it's just not being able to accomplish the goals I set out for myself and do something positive for this world in the short time that I have here. So right now I'm really leaning towards teaching. I love teaching the kids. I call them kids, they're like 5 years younger than I am. But they don't know what a yak back is, and I don't know if you do, but no, okay, whatever, I'm old. I digress. What was I talking about? Teaching? Yes.
How are you going to change the world?
You know, I think some kids just need someone to invest in them and, you know, show them what they're capable of, and maybe I might not be able to change the world. I guess it's kind of multifaceted how I'm going to change the world, where, you know, I start with the students, you know, I instill passion into them so they can change the world, but then at the same time, on my end, like, good question, how am I going to change the world? Positively.
If I could only say one thing about you from our entire interview, whoever watches this video, they would only see one snippet of you. What would you want me to say?
Like a sentence, like a singular kind of.
It can be a sentence, it could be a quote, whatever you would want me to say about you.
It's interesting.
You're a part of normal community, and so what would you want me to say?
There's always good people out there, and if you can't find them, be one. Simple as that.